During the cold season, you spray the fungicides. During the warm seasons, you spray the pesticides, because those are the things that are going to be alternating. So for you to have a higher productivity in your passion fruit farming, ensure that your plants are fertilized regularly, and especially each time that you harvest. And most of the time you find that we as farmers, the only fertilizers that we concentrate on are nitrogen from cow manure, or even the DAP, phosphorus and potassium. We normally forget about micronutrients. You have to ensure that you are regularly adding nutrients to your crop, so that you can ensure that the type of crop that you're growing is going to give you quality fruits, especially in the fruit production. So this is passion fruit. There are so many types of passion fruit, and this is the yellow one. If you find that your plants are having some dead leaves, for example, you can see mine has a dead leaf over here. So when you find such dead leaves, and even these ones that have been affected by the bacteria and fungal infections, make sure that you remove them. So what you do is that you prevent the fresh or the unaffected leaves from getting such infections, and you increase the productivity of your crop at the end of the day. You have to ensure that your passion fruits are growing in a clean environment. For example, this is a fruit that is growing, or a branch that is branching to the ground, and this is not right, because as you can see, this branch is very healthy at this point, but when I allow it to just continue growing on the floor, and you see this area has weeds, what happens is that the soil is having a lot of bacterial infections, and it might affect the crop at the end of the day. You have to ensure that the fruits are elevated in an area so that they do not contract diseases from the floor. So you have to ensure that your fruits are elevated like this. Guys, if you compare the fruits on that side and this side, you can see there is a very significant difference. This side has produced a lot more fruits than that other side. Why? Because the fruits are elevated, they are not having dead materials or the dead branches, and even the infected crops are very minimal, or there are no leaves that have been affected by bacterial diseases. If we move to another side, for example here, you will find that the fruits have been affected by a fungal infection, and most of them have actually died. If you look at this fruit, for example, they are in the same tree, the same branch, of them have died. You see that? So this is what I am talking about. When you find that your passion fruits have actually died, you should remove them immediately. And the reason this is happening is because I have a lot of dead materials or dead branches over here, or they are not falling to the ground. That is why I'm having a lot of dead fruits in this side of the plant. For example, these ones. You can also see there is a lot of bacterial infection here. And if they cannot be able to fall on the ground, you have to remove them manually. So guys, if you can see in this area, there is also another plant that is producing well, because the leaves are elevated and they are not affected leaves. So the ones that are affected by the diseases, or the ones that get old, they fall on the ground. That prevents the disease from affecting the crops. So guys, when you're doing your passion fruit farming, you have to ensure that your plants are protected from fungal infections by removing the dead leaves. As you have seen, the area that my passion fruit is having some dead leaves, it is also have thick fruits. Compared to the area with dead leaves, the fruits are doing well. When you're doing your passion fruit farming, you ensure that your plants are elevated somewhere you can be able to actually reach when you're standing, and also somewhere that it is not affected by the ground or the soil, because the soil is prone to giving the plants fungal diseases. So my mom and I were thinking that we could pull this branch, and because we have not put anything around this area, so we thought of pulling it and tying it with a string like this. The plant just started dying. You can see it is dying and the branches are dry, so actually we should remove that one. You should not support your plant by pulling them with a string. Instead, put something, or you put the strings on top, such that the plant is the one that is going to direct itself. You are not the one forcing the plant to go. It is just going to observe, there is a string over here, I can land on it and move with it. Because when you pull it, it is going to behave like this and it is going to dry. Apart from the fungal infections caused by these dead leaves that you find in your plants, you can find that your plants are drying or they are folding themselves like this. Flower production period, you will find that your plants drop before they mature, and when they form the fruits like this, or the fruits tend to drop. What happens with this is because of the pests, aphids, mealy bugs, spider mites. So those pests, they suck the plant's sap around these areas. They will hide beneath these branches or these flowers, and then they will be sucking your fruits, the plant sap from this area. They will die, or aborted fruits. Instead of having complete fruits like that one, you're going to be having aborted fruits. So the best way to avoid these things is to ensure that you do not have this kind of flower of leaves in your crop. You spray pesticides using a timetable. So what happens when you have a passion fruit that is affected by aphids? The plant's leaves are going to be like this, and you will find that in areas such as these ones, you will find that the plant has aphids underneath. And this happens not just in this type of passion fruit, but all kinds of passion fruits, which is preventing now the crop from growing into a healthy leaf like this one. Now the plant is not going to produce as you had expected. So what you do when you find such fruits, just pluck them and then you remove them, and make sure you don't dispose them around that area. That is how you can be able to produce good fruits with your passion fruits. You know, you take care of the nutrition. You ensure that the old branches are removed as soon as you spot them. You ensure that you spray your plant with pesticides and fungicides regularly. During the cold season, you spray the fungicides. During the warm seasons, you spray the pesticides, because those are the things that are going to be alternating. And when you do that and you provide your crops with not just nitrogen and phosphorus, you also provide it with boron, zinc, magnesium, calcium, silicon, all of those micronutrients. You're going to be having a good productivity like this, and you're going to be enjoying the fruits of your labor. So guys, I wish you a happy farming in your passion fruit production, and this goes across board, so I will not stop insisting on that. Make sure that you follow these steps. Any type of farming, make sure you provide your crops with nutrition. You ensure that they are not affected by the pests and the diseases, and that is how you're going to increase the productivity of your crop. And at the end of the day, you're going to be a happy farmer. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to subscribe, comment, share, and until next time, bye bye.